Okay, so allow me to explain my overall feelings towards this episode now. So let's get into it. Are you saying you like this episode as a Sun and Moon stan or as a viewer? So yeah, we'll address that right now. Personally, to me, I just want to say I like this episode for what it is. It can be a Journeys episode. It could be a Sun and Moon episode. That doesn't really mean much to like what we saw in this. This is a harmless, nice return, just relaxing episode that tackles on the topic of Sophocles and reaffirming to the audience his dream of becoming an astronaut. And also allowing those youngins who might be watching this for the first time an opportunity to see just some of that in action. I mean, being able to see once again how scientists and trainers and their Pokemon can naturally work side by side to create these limitless possibilities in space with like having the Ampharos lights beam up to the skies above and all that. I love shit like that. I think that's actually really good seeing that like tie in and using Sophocles' character who is known to wanting to be an astronaut and being mentioned in the series here, especially by Satoshi, which by the way, that puts a smile in my face, bro. I love the fact that Ash was the one that said, listen, I know you wanted to be an astronaut. Don't give up. You can do this again. No, go and march back in there with your Ampharos and like, try again. It does not hurt to go at it again. It might not have worked the first time, but nothing will always work the first time all the time. Sometimes you need to give it an extra go. And so they kind of went in that direction. I really like for what it is. Once again, it's a nice simplistic episode that doesn't necessarily need to be out of this world to be memorable. Sometimes keeping it grounded, like what we saw here, or even keeping things grounded, but yet somehow being able to reach above to the space, just in the skies out there. It's stuff like this I can appreciate because you don't need to think about like 100 million things with this episode. It's just a simple Ash and Go got invited to be with Sophocles to watch this unfold and to be reaffirmed about what it really means to follow your dreams. And with that, the episode ends with them heading back. And Sophocles, of course, continuing to do his thing. So we were watching a science-based episode. Yeah, it was just pure science, pure technology discussions and science and craft and all that to like to a younger demographic who might not know much and just see this through the world of Pokemon. I think that's kind of inspiring in its own way. Just kind of not harmful. What was I gonna say? Very heartwarming, I should say. It's a very cutesy episode. Nothing wrong with that. So yeah, I really got not much more to say about what it is that we're gonna say about this review that I could probably save in the Pokepod review in Monday's session. I mean, once again, it's just a simple episode. Nothing needs to be so big out there and whatnot. And I just like that we got to see some of Ash's Pokemon and even Go's Pokemon come in to contribute just a little bit at the very end as well to like beam the light through the sky and get that to reach the thing above. And also the Fido actually becoming a flame to shoot down. I thought that was nice, but to me personally, the highlight of this episode, it's such a small little detail, but I really loved it, was when the scientist, you got to see him do this just like that on screen. It's such a natural response to seeing the mission become a success after having almost lost all of that due to technical issues that could have went completely wrong. But the scientists went to work. They made the impossible possible by working alongside with Pokemon and making it a reality. I love that. I thought that moment right there was a very touching and very realistic response to just what it was that we saw in this finale of the episode. Also, that music at the end was such a bop, bro. I love that music. It doesn't sound like a Pokemon song. Okay, chat, maybe you guys can agree with me. That song did not sound like a Pokemon song. It sounded like as if they just ripped it out of another anime and were like, you know what, Yuki Ashi, you made some music in some other ones too, right? Let me just take that shit from another one of your works that you've done before in other shows. Maybe, yes, Dr. Stone song. Oh man, but like they just were like yoink and just put it in this one, and nobody's gonna suspect a thing, guys. Don't worry, we're not that hardcore fans to notice these kind of little details and whatnot. But yeah, uh, overall, anything else I can say off the top of my head? Not much more. Not much more can be said about this episode. Like I said, it's just gonna be a nice, simple little small review slash reaction for tonight on that part. So, when will Volume 2 of the OST come out? They're not available to listen. We don't know. At this point, the audience, we have no clear indication for what's gonna happen. So yeah. With that being said, we're gonna have a very brief, and I mean very brief discussion. Just wanted to get it quick and and out of the way, and let's hear what everybody has to say. So, Emmy, if you do not mind, buddy, would you be so kind as to set it up for a little bit, and we'll go briefly talk with a couple of peeps for tonight and hear their input for what it is that they thought about regarding this week's episode of PM 2019. Let's see. So we're gonna get into that right about now. But let me also turn this off too. And also, chat. Do let me know, like in the chat. Since you guys are here still, if you were to give a score from a 1 to a 10, first initial reaction, what would that score be? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. So yeah. All right. Let me go and unmute myself. Boop. Hello. Hello, buddy. You hear me loud and clear?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
All right, sweet. So yeah, tonight's is just gonna be a nice little quick reaction, response, first
Yeah.
impressions from everybody. Because well, I got some stuff I need to also take care of relatively soon, but I also want to at least give an opportunity for some people to share their input, like you, for example, of course. So if you would so kindly share your overall brief take on this week's episode of PM 2019.
Yeah, of course. I mean, I think I agree with mostly everything you said, where it's just like, yeah, it's like it's nothing breaking. It's just a very chill episode. But like, I think one thing I have to say for sure is I'm glad they handled Sophocles' character like this. It's actually nice to see that a character that was returning is getting development for themselves instead of developing like a Journey's character. If that makes any sense, because I feel like the
No, no,
whole
it
thing of
makes
bringing
sense.
yeah, I feel like the whole thing of bringing these like characters back is to develop someone within our main cast, which is something I personally don't like. So I'm glad they actually brought him back to develop himself. And I think this episode, if anything, like is mainly for Ampharos. I felt so bad for the poor little thing this entire time. I was like, oh, it has no confidence. It's building itself up. But like, it was nice to see like Sophocles like sit down with him and just be like, yo, like it's okay. Like I get depressed too after I mess up and I fail, but I just keep getting back up because I want to achieve my dream. And then Ash even like saying to him too, like, yeah, you want to be an astronaut. Like I believe you can do it. So it's nice to see that because I feel like a lot of us struggle too. Like if we get like let down by like just like life or whatever, and we feel like we can't achieve something, then we have people around us telling us like, oh, like you can do it. Like just keep believing in yourself. So it's nice Ash was that person for Sophocles as well, and you see the development throughout the end of the episode. I am kind of mixed on like the ending where Evros like kind of didn't have enough power, so then Ash and Go jumped in. But at the same time, when Go called out Raichu, I was like, "Yo, let's go!" I was really happy by that because I'm like, oh, I love Raichu so much because it's just a mom and like she just protects everyone. I'm like, oh, I love her. But so I'm kind of a little bit mixed on that because I wanted Ampharos to do it on its own, just to
Yes.
show like, yeah, you've gotten more stronger, like, and you can do it. But it's a nitpick, I guess you could say. And yeah, I mean, like, if I had to give it a rating, I think I would give it a 7, because, like, yeah, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's chill, it's a nice episode. I'm glad they developed Sophocles and they didn't just, like, develop Go or, like, develop, like, someone else, you know? It's nice that you actually got a character coming back who can just, like, continue his journey, I guess you could say, in development. So, and it's nice. And even what you said, too, about, like, the little scientist, like, just, like, being, like, it's like doing like emotion, I guess, because the computer was fixed or whatever. So
Yeah,
that was
no, it
very
wasn't
nice
just that the
too.
computer was fixed. It was that they were able to successfully get the satellite back on
Yeah,
course to land into Earth properly.
exactly. So that was like a really nice touch too. Is that like it's not just about like our main characters. It's also about like the people they're helping too. So nice. It was nice. But yeah, I don't really have much thoughts other than that. It was good. It was chill. I mean, like, not gonna lie, I'm still kind of mad from last week, but it's okay. Like, this
I try to forget.
I know, same. And also the music, beautiful. 10 out of 10. Like, they use so much Miyazaki music, and then like that track at the end, I was like, okay, where's my volume 2 of Hayashi's music, please, thank you. But I guess we're waiting still, but yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. Then you got your input in for a bit. So, with that being said, should we do our best to allow some of our folks here to just give a small little brief input on the episode as a whole, and then we'll go and call it a wrap. So, once again, everybody, I hope to those that do come in to just keep it quick and brief. And yeah, apologies for not having it longer like our usual discussions, but as well, I do need to take care of some things in the background. So, but I still at least want to give an opportunity for everybody to at least share what it is that they would like to say about the episode. So, Emmy, I will leave this bit up to you then, okay?
All right. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. So no problem. All right. So we're just gonna do this really quick. But Elo and Kuro, you guys can go, and you guys can give your thoughts quickly. Remember, keep it brief. Keep it brief.
Okay. Yeah, sure thing. So I gotta do stuff too. So I'll be real. I love the episode visually and musically, but my only issues come from mainly the writing and the story. I mean, I don't like the gags that they did. I thought that was a little too much. And then after the story, I don't hate the story. I just think the Grookey running away segment was not needed. And then I don't like that Emperor and all like that they accepted Sophocles because his brother has an Ampharos. Like, you have to think about how Sun and Moon ended. He was invited to go to Hoenn, and today we have the reason why, and it's not for Sophocles. It's for his brothers or cousins, Ampharos. So I feel a little robbed with that. But other than that, I mean, I think the episode's 6 out of 10. It's really good, but it's also the writing is what's kind of holding it back, especially since I am one of the people who thinks this episode should have happened early in the show, not instead of the Alola episode we got. But I'm taking what I get. Not that episode, but it could have been a little better.
Yeah, no, I feel that. It's kind of just, like, I think I said this too, where it's kind of just there. Like, it's okay. Yeah. It's alright. It's not groundbreaking. It's not like I'm upset or anything. Like, I'm still mad at last week, but like I'm not upset at this episode. So
I'm not thinking about it at all. Like, I didn't even think about last week because it's such a mind-boggling blur.
Yeah, last week we only got Legends Arceus, and that's that. Everything else is a fever dream. We didn't want to talk about it.
Exactly. I was busy playing the game, trying to get to the third noble, and I lost 11 times.
Yeah. Evo, if you have any other thoughts for the episode, or
other than that, I feel like, again, I said, like, I didn't like Sophocles, but I'm glad he had his own episode, especially since he developed on his own. But I still wish this episode happened much earlier than what we got. That's just the most painful part of me. That's what's making me have this lower score, because I keep thinking about that, and then I think about how they ended Sun and Moon, and they just rob him, like, in a way where they didn't accept him. They accepted his cousin's Ampharos, but they don't accept him. So I feel like I just feel bad for him in some way. Like, it wasn't even for him. Like, oh well. But overall, a good episode. Great use of continuity, great use of visuals, music, all that. I'll give it to Kuro.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, so first and foremost, I really enjoyed this episode. I also give it a 7 out of 10. Like, it was very harmless. It was very heartwarming. Like, it's great to see, Sophocles doing more with his dream, right? I'll be real. Sophocles was the least in character in Alola that I was interested in. Nothing against the guy, but there was nothing that of substance that I was very lured in. But this episode kind of proves that the guy can handle his own. Even in Alola, they always showed that. However, Alola had this problem that because of the big cast, they always had to shift the focus and divide the focus. Now that he's on his own, right? He's able to get his own focus. And I like that he invited Ash and Go, because it's Ash, he knows Ash, and Go back in the day also, he was always this gizmo kid, and his parents are engineers, so he kind of has a scientific background as well. So yeah, it's it's very cute. We are in Moss Deep, sure. They don't want to tackle Tate and Liza because their parents also worked in that observatory. Regardless, we see a lot of people in Hoenn, but they don't want to show Hoji or Kyrie, the Vaporeon trainer, because let's just show some random citizens that could be in anywhere region. Oh, but this is Hoenn. Put a Shroomis and a Duskull and call it a day on a fucking JPEG or
Yeah,
whatever.
right?
Yeah, but regardless of that, this episode, I like it. They also tackle Ampharos. I like Ampharos. It's a great Pokemon. There is, a small nitpick that I have that they could have tackled Ampharos a little bit better with Sophocles, but they don't have the courage to do it, and I will keep it as vague as is. Now, for the Talonflame 2, the space probe, it's actually based on a real, asteroid satellite. It's called the Hayabusa 2. It's the Peregrine Falcon. And they got asteroid samples from an asteroid called Ryugu, or Dragon Palace, because Ampharos, then Ryu, Electric Dragon, can Mega Evolve. And it was an asteroid found in 1999, the year of Gold and Silver, where Ampharos debuted. So I like the detail. I feel like the beginning of the episode was kind of slow, but then in the end, they kind of pace it up, and it's great. Like, at least Grookey wasn't the cause for the machine to break. It's like science, right? It's trial and error. Like, sometimes you do your things, and sometimes it's out of your control, and you have to fix it. You have to persevere, because being an astronaut, it's not only about physical aptitude, because it's Ampharos, right? They become from a Mareep to Ampharos. They have to adapt. That's why it was clumsy, because they have to, be able to now be on 2 feet. But being an astronaut is also about, mental aptitude. They have to, persevere. And Sophocles, being a guy who was afraid of the dark, this is, a big step for him. I like how Grookey went on his own way, and then, we saw the Volbeat bug connection to Vikavolt, if we want to reach that or whatever. But yeah, the episode was, again, harmless, wholesome. They had cool details, but not forced. They had cool references, but not forced. I think that the one thing that I kind of, Ash and Go helped, and their presence is very welcoming. But in the end of the day, this feels like a second epilogue to Sun and Moon. And Sophocles saying, "Oh, Kiawe wants to battle you again, Go." It's kind of giving me the wrong idea of journeys.
Wait,
don't do that. Yeah, like that's what Sophocles told Go.
I thought he was talking to Ash.
I thought it was Ash.
Which I thought that was weird, because I'm like, when did that happen?
Yeah,
Unless they're talking to the league that they were robbed of.
Yeah, maybe they want to do a second Manal conference since the title defense or whatever. I don't know, but it's again the journey's nature of they want to promise things that they will never be able to fulfill. I mean, look at the Aether family arc. Please let that be an Amazon Prime thing, please. But I think that this episode, it's as much as I like Ash and Go being here, they are very welcome. I don't think that they really needed to be here. This could be like a post-series special, like we had with all of the other companions, just doing their stuff their own way. It feels like Ash and Go, they had to be brought up here for the plot to happen instead of the plot happening. Yeah, it's a weird situation. But
okay, we're
yeah,
they don't have to be here.
Their presence was appreciated, but in the big scheme of things, it wasn't exactly needed. But it didn't hinder the episode. If anything, it just benefited. And they triangulated, because that's one thing about space. We always see things going there, but we don't see how they return. And they tackle this in the episode. And for the kids who are watching this, how does the stuff from space come back? Beam triangulation or whatever, and they do it. And I'm kind of glad that they, there's always a misconception of science of triangulation. It needs 3. No, it needs 4 because of the epicenter of the triangle. So Sophocles was, the actual focus. He was the center of the other 3. Like, they fired a beam to the sky, it felt like AZ's
amazing.
ultimate weapon, and it really felt like AZ's ultimate weapon. And then when it comes down, it feels like the lethal units, that star shower from auras. So we got some nods to X and Y and auras here, and
I'm so happy.
it's just, and it's not forced. I think that's the very thing. Like it's super organic. And seeing Sophocles in Hoenn with a Johto Pokemon, he doesn't have an Ampharos in the games. Seeing him with Ampharos here, and it's one of my favorite Pokemon. Like, it's so wholesome. Like again, they didn't went out of their way to make this spectacular, promoting this with it's going to be the best shit ever since sliced bread. No, it was he came back to do his thing and to show how he is. Like hey, let's see how Sophocles is doing, right? Let's spend a nice weekend in Hoenn. Why not? And it was a boys' night out situation. Replace Go with Kiawe, and it's the Charger Bug Race episode, but in a different scenario. Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Even the screenplayer for this episode was the storyboarder for the Mall episode, the Ash being in Sophocles' house episode, the Charger Bug episode.
That's really good then, because if you did the Sophocles episode before, then no wonder it's so good.
Because
that's why it makes sense.
Who would have thought that bringing the storyboarders from the past series who wrote the characters to the new one to actually make the characters characterized properly would have worked, right? I guess this is very mind-boggling. But yeah, 7 out of 10, very, very awesome. It has replay value. Thank you, Journeys. You didn't host the man.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you didn't do
thank
what you
goodness.
did with others.
Yeah, but thank you guys. I appreciate it. And then Hyprov, if you want to give your brief thoughts as well.
Yeah, I'm just gonna make this brief. This is a wholesome episode. Honestly, out of all the characters of the Yellow Gang, I really was expecting Sophocles to return at some point. I didn't think it would happen, but well, Journey's just delivered. Okay. I do agree that Grookey thing didn't need to happen. It all could have been just Sophocles himself. Development went more to Ampharos than Sophocles, in my opinion. I felt bad for the dude. It was trying to help, but it ended up being so clumsy that it hit Ash and Go so much.
I know, yeah.
But Sophocles did say something that was really meaningful, and this might have affected me as well. I forgot what he said, but I think it was along the. It was
the one they were like sitting down, like after the whole incident happened. That part, yeah. He was like, I think if I remember at the top of my head of what he said, I think he was like, he told Ampharos, he's like, sometimes I get like depressed too if I like mess up or fail, but like I try to get back up and continue or something like that.
Yeah, I wish I could do something like. I wish I could actually get back on my horse and continue what failed or something. So I guess you can say I relate to Ampharos in some sort of way.
Yeah.
Ampharos was the one who caused this problem, but I guess you can say it is trial and error in some science departments, like chemistry.
Honestly, Ampharos kind of did what, Terrell labels the 3 T's of Journeys. The trouble, breaking the machine, the training, finding Grookey, and the triumph, bringing the satellite back.
Right.
So, yeah, they kind of did this for Ampharos in one episode. I like how Cinderace was out of the ball for the entire episode, and Cinderace likes astronomy things, apparently, or maybe they just like shiny things. I don't know, but it was great seeing Cinderace outside of the ball for a change.
Yeah, it was nice.
It should have been the norm, but beggars can't be choosers. I'm just glad that they were there.
Yeah.
Also, nice to see Raichu again.
Yeah, that was really nice too. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, all I can say is while the writing did fall a bit. I can't speak. While it did fall a bit flat, I think I enjoyed the music in this episode. Some Miyazaki tracks returned because Alola, and then, well, I have to agree with a lot of you. The last track of the episode was just a bop. It doesn't even sound like a Pokemon track, but then again, it's just
It really doesn't.
And
No, I agree with you completely.
yeah, and okay, yeah, the episode ended pretty nicely. There could be a chance Sophocles will be seen again. Oh, speaking of which, nice to see Molayne return. And I'm actually surprised that the flashback isn't a JPEG, rather it's a GIF.
Yeah.
Anyways, okay, I'm just going to say this. Wholesome episode, 7 out of 10.
Yeah, everyone's giving 7 out of 10. All right,
Hey, I gave
okay.
it a 6. and
Thank you, Hyprov.
that was mean.
All right.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I almost gave it a
It's close
5.
though. It's close. It's close.
I almost gave it a 5. Like, if it wasn't for Hayashi at the very end, this would have been like a 4 or 5.
I feel it's
Yeah,
because
fair.
you know,
I mean, but like,
I feel like in terms of plot, it's a 6, decent, but the music and animation and development, it's great, so it's an 8, so it kind of evens out to a good. It's a solid 7. It's good.
Yeah.
Also, Pikachu and Togedemaru. Suck on that, Baniri. Lagomorph loses.
Visually, like, there's things I love visually about this episode, and I'll be brief. I love that, like, the people who are fixing the machine, they actually had character expression. Like, you don't really see that as often, except for recent Pokemon episodes, so I love that there's a little detail to that. Like, you don't notice it, but then you see it, like, the guy used to give him, like, the thumbs up and, like, doing that little quirky smirk. I just love that little visual detail they put there.
yeah.
And I love that they also, like, for writing-wise, this is the only good part of the writing I did like. I like that they sent out Cinderace. It's like, hey, how's your reboot been? Oh, it's a Cinderace now. Let me show you. Like, I think many of us have been complaining about little moments like that. So having that in this episode was really good.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. It's a little like details like that that makes like the episode come together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Samurott, if you would like to give your thoughts as well.
Oh yeah, it's pretty much feel like a warm cup of tea after a night storm. It's just something to chill down, get the down low, and pretty much they don't fuck up the character, especially after last episode. And when I checked the screenplay, he or she, I haven't fully checked. He also wrote the major Sophocles episode. So, and the way the writers screenplay the episode is every single element of the story doesn't have to linger. That the rain is not just, oh, it's something sad, depressing, I just have put rain in it. No, the rain also a problem through the end of the episode. Also, the science used in the episode, it's pretty accurate, but they have to, like, yeah, let's make it more interesting with Ampharos, because using just microwave signal for telling the satellite, it's kind of boring. So we use Ampharos with an analogy that, oh, Ampharos used its light for lighthouse, but now with current technology, we can use it for satellite.
Yeah.
And I think Ethan, you kind of bit missed the point that it's not just, Sophocles was invited because thanks to Molayne, but he also proved himself that his math, his MIT level math, saved the day. Like, he pulled out that like last second, he just said, oh yeah, this math is correct, and somehow ended up the shutdown of the satellite was work as well. And Grookey, he might be the plot device, but at least he was utilized perfectly fine. And Go, this is a rare moment I've seen Go, that he actually self-aware enough to know, oh yeah, knowing that thing, that monkey, he will act like a child and run to something that looked like a light bulb. At least I got that. rather than he just shocked that, oh no, my Grookey gone, where they have to be. So that, like little nitbit. So in the end, I'll give this episode 8 out of 10. 7 for like objective and one for bias. So that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you. I appreciate
And
it.
also Ash said the magic word from Sun and Moon, Zenyoku, meaning its full power. He said
Yeah,
the
that was
magic
really
word.
nice.
That's put the bias in.
Yeah,
Because
that's
because Sophocles pretty much characteristic is he's capable. He just need a push to do that. He just struggle with insecurity. That's pretty much his own issue.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much it.
Hey,
Somewhat.
wait.
Yeah, thank you.
there is
Appreciate it.
one-
And yeah, you can give your
Okay.
thoughts too, Skyryan. Go ahead.
Okay, so the episode, it was really awesome. I mean, the way they brought back Sophocles, I mean, the track My Home from Pokemon Sun and Moon really fits in when we were reintroduced to Sophocles in that episode. I mean, knew about Ampharos and the Ampharos episode and how Ampharos really. And Ash remembering Talonflame imagines his Talonflame going up to space. I mean, and how the film track really fits in. I mean, and that science guy explains the satellite Talonflame too. Really me smiles every time. But Ampharos hits Ash and Go, and my jaw really dropped when that. Really, not gonna lie. At the start of the ceremony, with the track ending an adventure, really has kept hype. But that this machine got broken when Ampharos Light has been too much. And Ampharos went out and he's real. And Grookey is on Ampharos' tail, and Ampharos Light goes off and off. And I really love how they bring in the Sun Moon episode in as a flashback.
Yeah, that was really nice.
With the track Mahalo Trail from the Sun and Moon game. Hey, and my favorite starter Grookey has attacked the bug Pokemon Luminoy, and that realizing Togedemaru and Pikachu's Thunderbolt, and until Ampharos' Light works, that brings back. And that's when and Pokemon theme hits. That's when all of them. Ampharos uses powerful lights and Pikachu's Thunderbolt and Zingzap done by Togedemaru. And turns out Raichu does know Nuzzle. It's revealed to know Nuzzle.
Did you not know that in Sun and Moon? I swear he did. I could be wrong though.
Raichu knows Nuzzle. And that really brought in the Larry's, and that will, I'm sure, hope to see an episode focused on an Alolan character, Ash and Go seeing Lily again.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Can't wait
honestly.
for Lily, and for the dub. I really want. I mean, I was kind of really excited that Sarah, Zeno, and Elson might capture the performance of Ash, Go, and Sophocles. I mean, despite Elson is the voice of Sophocles and Bonnie, and other Pokemon such as Bunnelby or Zarina and others. What matters is plot twist, and I sure hope the next step. But there's going to be I sure hope. And Sophocles tells Ash, Rihanna, could you stay out of this? Will you? Can you?
You're part of trying to record.
He's
Part of being polite to is being quiet.
Sophocles tells Ash that he really wants to challenge him again.
Can I be
But on the next, I sure hope there will be another alone character episode, which focuses that Ash and Go will see. That'll be either Lily, Malo, Lana, or Kiawe. Kind of for
what the fuck?
Lily, for Lily episode, cause really want Go to meet Lily.
Yeah, I do agree with that. Because, like, that's the one thing I'm hoping to see out of this, because we saw how Sophocles was covered. So I'm hoping, I like you said, Skyryan, I'm hoping we eventually get to see Lily's episode be done as amazing as this. I think a lot of us are thinking that way.
And then a Malo episode, and Lana episode, and Kiawe episode.
Well, but before that, they need to focus on Galar. Focus on Nessa. Okay, show us Lana meeting. Show us.
haven't. Yeah, we
Yes,
need more
at this point, show us Nessa. Okay, we got the water gym leader. Then we see Lana with Manaphy and Fiona. We see Milo. Okay, maybe Malo and Silent can have a cook-off. I don't know. 10 out of 10 episode for Amy already, I guess.
Actually, what you say is correct, because
and then maybe Go battles Kiawe and Tapulele is there. Tapulele gives Go a Psychium Z that becomes the Munium Z. I don't know. I'm just spitballing.
Oh my god, that's very fan theory. But I will say this: we have a year left with this series, because assuming we get Gen 9 by November, or they'll pull a January stunt again. But we have to think about it like this, because we have probably another 8 months left of the series, 8-9 months, and we have very little Galar characters. We still haven't seen half the Pokemon in this series. And now with Gen 8 having all these new characters, we might not even get to see them. Like, they're getting worse. Like, Gen 8 is now the second most selling generation. And we have not seen over half of what's included in that. And for an anime, especially for the biggest thing now, the second biggest since Gold and Silver, that is so scary to think about.
Yeah, but well, in the end of the day, that's kind of a problem that the games suffer because current times, right? So, the thing of the anime is to promote the games, to sell the games. If the game's already sold well and we have Masters EX, is there really a need to Galar to be in this show? Because they already self-promoted themselves. We don't need the anime to promote them. But that doesn't mean everything, right? Yeah.
I guess the big takeaway is we've seen how.
Go ahead. Okay. And speaking of Pokemon didn't appear in Journeys, I was kind of hoping. There are lots of Pokemon like Porygon, Porygon 2, Porygon Z, Swords.
I don't think we're gonna see Porygon in this series anymore. Like, they've made it clear that's not happening. But there's one.
What would your any final thoughts on the episode and your
the episode's really awesome. I'm ranking this 10 million out of 10 for having all of them. I sure hope we'll get to see next, and I'll see you in the next episode, which is the Slow King Showdown episode, which is
the episode without Clara and Avery.
And the one episode that's just going to be a sequel to a very interesting part. Oh no. But next week is Go versus Hay.
I can't wait. I can't wait for 22 minutes of the sequel to Marsh Swampert stuck in the ground. Let's go.
Girl, I'll be real with you. I'll be real with you, girl.
The Galarian, the Galarian Slow King, voiced by none other than Hiroki, who's a star, who's a host of the Pokemon live show, Pokemon Meet Up at the Poke House, which is a live show with Pokenchi.
Yeah, you know about that. But I'll be real with you, Curl. If we get we're gonna get a sequel to that, and I actually found that better than the Team Rocket's done in that first half. I know everybody liked the Team Rocket bit, but
but if we see 7 Swamperts stuck in the ground and none of them are Brocks, does it really matter? Nah.
No. They can do that. They will do that. It's Journeys. They care about everything but X, Y, and AG.
Imagine if we get 10 million Marsh Tomps stuck in the mud, and then there'll be 9,000 Lucos performing an unholy ritual to free all Marsh Tomps.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know, that'd be a lot.
Anyway,
But yeah, thank you
Before
guys
you
for...
Okay.
Yeah, go
Sorry,
ahead.
sorry,
Really
before
not
you say
10.
anything, real quick, I just want to say,
False to it, swallow.
all right, I just want to say this before you wrap up, Emmy, because I know we need to wrap up. I think just one big
Yeah.
takeaway that we have from this is that with this whole episode, we know that there's going to be shit companion returns, but we also can get good ones. We've seen Iris, and now we got Sophocles. As much as I want to hope this is we go in the right direction, we saw how bad they can still go next week. So I think there's one big takeaway is that there's still hope for these companion returns. It's just we gotta hope that with the safer ones that they're not butchered like Butch was.
Haha,
I
yes.
get it. It's a pun.
It's
Yeah.
very hit or miss.
Yeah.
All right,
so,
I'll wrap it up. Yeah.
10 million
Go
out of
ahead.
10, everyone. I'm ranking this episode 10 million.
Thank you. Appreciation.
Thank you all.
All
See you
right.
next week.
But I think that's wrapping up for at least the Discord peeps discussion as well. Don't know, KG's here. Hello, KG.
Hi, yes, I'm
There
here.
he
Don't worry,
is.
I'm alive.
Okay.
Don't worry.
But
Thank
yeah.
you for taking care of this as well, buddy. But
I
yeah,
got
so let's
you.
go and wrap things up right now, ladies and gents. Thank you all so much here in this conversation right here for contributing their input on the episode. Hopefully everyone also on Twitch enjoyed it too. I gotta get myself going right now. Thankfully, we got everybody an opportunity to share what they had to say for today. So for now, ladies and gents, we're gonna go and call it a night. However, we're not gonna just end it like that. We are going to go and send some love to our buddy TSS. So make sure to go and check him out over on his side of the stream. So we'll speak with everybody soon. Thanks again for tuning in, and we'll speak with you all then. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wash your fucking hands.
Hey,
Bye.
that's his job. Nah, it's all good. It's all good.
He's
Bye-bye.
not here yet.
True. There we go. Perfect. All right, we ended the stream right there.